Whoa.
Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Education. Today is Monday, November 17th, 2025. It is 5:30 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Kate Flores, Ryan Hoagland Jackson,
Here.
Art McClinney,
Here.
Dr. Alicia Johnson, Nathan Graycheck, Dr. Nicole Perry, Charlie Fulbright.
Here. As a reminder, tonight's meeting is being interpreted into Spanish thanks to our partners from Voces Battle Creek. To listen in Spanish, please refer to the description on our YouTube live stream for the link. To our board members and other speakers, please remember to speak clearly and not too quickly so that our interpreters are able to keep up. I will now entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda. Yes, trustee?
Second.
It's been moved by trustee Hoagland Jackson, supported by trustee McClenny. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes. Yes. All opposed say no. Motion passes. The BCPS Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the community to express themselves on district matters. We have two opportunities tonight on our agenda for public comment. The Board of Education requests you fill out a public participation form with contact information. As you come to the microphone, please state your name. Each statement made by a speaker shall be limited to a 3-minute duration, and if the speaker represents a group, the person will be given 5 minutes to speak. BCPS Board of Education will listen, take comments and questions under advisement, and not respond at this time. Public commenters will direct all comments to the Board of Education and not to staff or other participants. We do have a public comment. Elizabeth Inslee.
Hello, Elizabeth Inslee. I would just like to have the board know that I think I speak for the community in thanking Herb Hayden and also Jose for working on Saturday to have the open house for Southwestern. I got there at 10:20. Waited in line, and in line, as did hundreds and hundreds of people. The feedback I got was how wonderful it was to be able to say goodbye. I saw sort of like reunion type of things. So I commend that event happened. Because I also heard when Wilson Elementary was grazed, it was up one day and gone on the other, and people were not happy about that. So I think it was a beautiful thing, and I know that I can speak for alumni from there, for neighbors and community members. And if I may add, Herb is not from Battle Creek, much less Southwest Michigan, and for him to take on that task was beyond the call of his responsibilities, and I know I poked him a bunch, but nevertheless, I think it was just a wonderful event, and I hope there's a way of being able to commemorate that building, and I have some ideas that I would love to share. I'm sure Herb will hear about. So thank you, and it was sad to see the building go. But on the other hand, there was an opportunity to say goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Checks in the mail, Elizabeth.
Couple zeros on there.
Moving on, I will entertain a motion for the approval of the consent agenda items A through F, including the trust funds, written only, the minutes from the work session on October 13th, the regular meetings on October 27th, and the closed session on October 27th. The bills for the month of October, personnel changes and recognition of retirees, membership report, and finance reports.
President Fulbright,
Yes, trustee Johnson?
I move to approve the consent agenda items.
It's been moved by trustee Johnson, supported by trustee Hoagland Jackson. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion passes. Moving on to 5, the student recognition, athletics. Dr. Carter.
Yeah, so this is my favorite part of our board meetings is recognizing amazing students and staff. And so tonight We are recognizing a student in the area of middle school cross-country. Is the coach here? I don't even see the student. The student's not here yet. Okay, so we'll go on, and that is Sophia McCoy. And so we hope to see Sophia at our next board meeting, but I'll make sure that that's delivered to her. We also have another student, Angel. So they will get a personal visit from the superintendent. We'll make sure that they get a personal visit and a congratulations. So we're going to move right on to our staff recognition.
Perfect. Okay. Moving on to the President's Coin. Some of you may be familiar with the challenge coin in military. It is a coin that is given from a high-ranking individual, usually a commander, to someone in the warfighter. Here at BCPS, we are adopting a similar coin, a new tradition called the President's Coin. This coin represents a person's affiliation to Battle Creek Public Schools, as well as their achievements, dedication, and service within the district. This coin is given to an individual only from the President of the Board of Education, and each month, the President will have the opportunity to give a President's Coin to someone, and it can be anyone in the district, to include admin staff, teachers, parapros, lunch workers, bus drivers, secretaries, substitutes, anyone. This month's President's Coin is going to someone who has been an asset to the BCPS community. I have had the honor of working alongside her for 6 years and know all the great things she has contributed to our district. She currently subs for BCPS and has been a previous board member. This person has been a mentor to me during my time on the board and continues to give me tips and guidance if I ask her. She is loved by all her students and the staff and continues to help our students in her free time. She is one dedicated Bearcat. It is my honor to present the President's Coin for the month of November to substitute teacher and former board president, Ms. Patty Poole-Gray.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Thank you, Charlie.
Moving on to the Whatever It Takes Award, Dr. Carter.
Yes, it is with pleasure that I recognize Miss Naisha Phillips as a Whatever It Takes Award recipient. Naisha is a steady, positive force in our district, consistently going above and beyond to support her colleagues and create a welcoming, collaborative environment for all. She is known for her willingness to help others, her uplifting spirit, and her commitment to ensuring that every staff member feels supported. Whether she is stepping in to assist a colleague, sharing resources, or offering encouragement during challenging moments, she approaches every situation with kindness and professionalism. Most importantly, she is a strong advocate for our multilingual families and staff. She works diligently to ensure they are heard, understood, and supported, helping to bridge communication gaps and fostering a school community where every family feels included and valued. Her dedication to equity, her collaborative nature, and her genuine care for others makes her an invaluable part of our team. Please join me in celebrating Miss Naisha Phillips for truly doing whatever it takes.
Thank you.
Next up, it's my honor to recognize Miss Kim Roberts as a Whatever It Takes Award recipient. Woo! This recognition reflects her 3 heartfelt nominations from colleagues who deeply value the impact she has on students, staff, and the families at Springfield Middle School.
That was a typo.
That was a typo. As I read it, I was like, that's not right.
You were at the wrong building.
All right. You transcend across the district, but We know that it is at the Battle Creek Area Math and Science Center, so thank you for all that you do. Kim is a vital part of our students' success. She builds meaningful relationships with all students, handing out candy, sharing jokes, and truly listening to their stories. Because she connects so intentionally, even with the most quiet or reserved students, she has helped improve attendance and accountability. Students simply don't want to disappoint her, which speaks to the respect that they have for her. Kim goes above and beyond to support staff. She is the person who will stop what she's doing to help a student in need or step in to assist a colleague. Whether it's ordering materials, communicating with difficult parents, or reminding staff of things students may be struggling to understand, she is always there to lend a hand. She is equally committed to supporting families, helping them navigate skyward, understand how to seek support with their child when their child is struggling, and guiding them through school processes with patience and care. She is also known as a skilled mediator, helping individuals see all sides of a situation and working quickly to resolve issues with fairness and empathy. Her calming presence and ability to bring people together strengthen the entire school community. Please join me in celebrating Mrs. Kim Roberts. Congratulations.
Brought me out of the other one.
Come on, Tamara.
She wants you.
Yeah,
in
come
the
on,
picture.
Come on, Tamara.
You win, that's gonna give me like 40 extra likes, so. Thank you, congratulations. Oh, sorry. I can send you this if you want. Yes?
Thank you.
Or did you get it?
You sorry?
And I will erase it right after. And I'll send it to you and you can have it.
Thank you.
All right. And last but certainly not least, we have an amazing educator who has joined our team. It is my privilege to recognize Miss Alexis Ballard as a Whatever It Takes Award recipient.
All right.
This recognition reflects 4 separate nominations from her colleagues, each highlighting the tremendous impact she has on students, staff, and school culture since the day she arrived. Although she originally joined us as a long-term substitute, Alexis immediately committed herself as a full member of the team. She built strong, genuine relationships with students using calm, intentional communication and greeting each student personally, often with a joyful dance at the door. She routinely stays late, offers makeup tests during recess and after school, and finds creative ways to make learning fun and engaging. Her peers emphasize that she supports all students, not just those who are on her roster. She mentors young students, provides buddy space when children need a moment to regulate, and brings years of community experience that help her deeply understand the challenges many of our students face. Alexis is equally supportive of staff. She volunteers at events, attends games, serves on committees, and is a consistent source of encouragement on even the toughest days. I have the opportunity to be at Northwestern and see her in action. She upholds policies and procedures with fairness and grace, holding students and adults to high expectations while showing them understanding and respect. Across all 4 nominations, one message is clear. Alexis has strengthened school culture from day one, offering steady support, genuine care, and tireless effort to everyone she serves. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Alexis.
Alexis, we had to sync real quick.
That whisper, I saw it.
Charlie and I go way back to like elementary.
You wanna come around, take it from the.
Thanks, Mom. My parents are here.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, moving on to reports and recommendations. The financial audit presentation. Brenda DeMott. Exit like this. Yeah, see.
Goodbye, y'all. I settled down for a long winter's nap. Love you. I mean, ooh, bye.
You're used to saying that, huh?
Gotta watch out for them down.
Okay, well, it must be something I'm gonna say. We have the auditors here tonight, and they're gonna speak and do the presentation after this, but I just want to give some clarification on where the year ended up, because we did budget for a reduction in the fund balance. So I'm just gonna read a clip here, and I wanna just read it and not miss anything. As we review and adopt the annual audit, I want to provide context regarding the reduction in our fund balance. The decrease that we see is not the result of unexpected overspending. It reflects a gradual shift in our expense patterns that we have been occurring over the past years. Our district has experienced steady decrease in grant funding. Federal relief dollars, along with several time-limited grants, have expired or been reduced. Throughout this period, we made intentional choices to protect our core district operations and to maintain competitive staff levels, compensation levels, in order to retain high-quality educators and support staff. These decisions were necessary to keep our classrooms stable and ensure continuity for students. As the grant funding phased out, the district strategically used a portion of its fund balance to maintain programs and staffing levels while avoiding abrupt cuts that would have negatively impacted the students, families, and the staff. This approach allowed us to take a measured path toward right-sizing our expenditures rather than making sudden reductions. The audit reflects this planned transition, and moving forward, we will continue to monitor revenues and expenses closely, adjust budget strategies as needed, and prioritize for long-term financial stability while maintaining student achievement and staff support. So I believe everybody had the board, in their board packet, the financials. I'm gonna have the auditors come up, and if there's any questions afterwards, they have another meeting to get to, so if there's any questions afterwards, I'll come back up. Okay? I should introduce them. Our auditors. Kim Hodge. Kim's been on our audit for 4 or 5 years now, and Matt Kelly's been the principal on our audit for years.
Well, thank you, everybody. It's good to be here again with all of you, and thank you for taking the time to listen. So again, we had an unmodified or clean opinion, which is the highest level of assurance that we can provide, meaning all books and records were in great shape. We had no findings, so no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies as well as part of the audit. One thing that you'll notice that's a little bit different this year is while we were able to finish the general purpose financial statement audit, the single audit is only in draft form. The single audit is where we test the federal expenditures, and this year we tested child nutrition in 21st century. Again, no findings related to those. But the reason it's in draft is we're not allowed to issue those reports until the compliance supplement's out from the federal government. That has been delayed since spring, and with the shutdown, it continues to be delayed. So we'll issue those as is in draft form, assuming there's no changes from the compliance supplement once that's issued. The state of Michigan did recognize this, so normally everything's due November 1st. When they passed their budget, they changed that to make sure that while the general purpose financial statements are due November 1st, the single audit will be due 30 days after the compliance supplement will be issued. So we'll work with Brenda and her team once that is issued to finalize, but just wanted to give you a heads up. Brenda and her team did a fantastic job. As part of your package of everything, you'll have the single audit, the financial statements, the graphs, as well as just a board report. The board report's probably the most important thing to read. There's a lot of informational items about 2026 and beyond, changes with funding. Obviously a lot of uncertainty this year with the federal government shutdown, possible changes with the federal expenditures earlier in the year with child nutrition, Title I, things like that. And then as well as the state possible shutdown. So there's always uncertainty to manage, and that letter talks a little bit about that. So with that, Kim's gonna walk through the graphs that we had. We're going to focus on the general fund, but as Brenda said, if you do have questions, anything else, please let us know.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So the first slide that we have here is just strictly looking at the total general fund revenue. Comparing it from 2024 to 2025, you will see that there's been a slight decrease in total general fund revenue. A lot of the decrease is due to the federal fund. So there's been a decrease in federal fund predominantly due to districts going away from different COVID funding. However, you will see that there's been an increase in state and local funding to try to offset that decrease in federal funding.
Yeah, the ESSER funding went away as of 9/30/24, but some state categoricals increased to offset some of that.
So this next slide is looking at student enrollment, blended FTE state aid membership. As you can see here, there's been a decrease of approximately 82 students, which at the point at the bottom equates to approximately 788,000 of decrease in funding. So this slide over here looks at general fund revenue and expenditures over time. As was noted earlier, that there's been a slight decrease in total revenue, which was predominantly due to a decrease in the federal funding, and an increase in expenditures compared to revenues this year due to different ongoing and completed capital projects, as well as increase in purchase services, so like different contractor services during the year. This slide here looks at the general fund and expenditures in totality compared to salary and benefits. So as you can see that over time, total expenditures have increased, as well as total salary and benefit expenses that makes up that total expenditure. This increase in the salary and benefits show that the district is continuously investing within its employees. So that's a good sign. So this slide, I know the graph.
Yeah, the graph shows up a little funny, but it should be fine on your printed versions.
So this slide looks at the different percentages from current year to prior year of total general fund expenditures. On the printed out PowerPoint that y'all have, you will see that there's been a slight decrease in like the allocation of salary and benefit expenses as a percentage of total expenditures, an increase in capital outlay and purchase services, as I mentioned previously.
But total still increased over the year.
This slide looks at just strictly general fund, the fund balance over time. As Brenda noted, for the different reasoning for the 2024 decrease from 2024 to 2025 earlier. And this slide just look at strictly percentages of general fund balance compared to expenditures. And you will see that although there's been that decrease from 24 to 25, like district-wide, is very comparable to other schools within the same district, which kind of hover around that 24.7%.
Yeah, if you looked at all the districts through the state last year, because we don't have 25 numbers yet, it's about 24%. And I think why this is important to have that fund balance is because of the uncertainty. We had the federal government shutdown, we have a possible state shutdown. The state aid funding that a district receives does not come to the district until end of October. So with school starting September 1st, we have to go essentially 45 days, school day or actual days, until that funding is received. So without that funding, there's a lot of districts that were looking to borrow, and Battle Creek was in a position not to have to do that. Obviously, when you borrow and do short-term borrowing, it costs the district money and takes away from the students. So having that fund balance for uncertain times is very important.
Then similar to the previous slide, fund balance compared to like total expenditure makes up approximately 24.63%, and comparable to the 182 school year, it shows that the district, in the absence of like, if they had no revenue, can go 45 days just being able to function off of strictly the fund balance. Mostly because school typically starts out in September, but most districts don't get like state aid funding until October. So being able to cover that period using fund balance is incredible.
Yeah, so we were out for a couple weeks in August as well as one in June, and Obviously, we put Brenda through a lot as part of the audit. No one enjoys going through an audit, except for maybe us. But her and her team did a fantastic job. We asked a lot of questions. We dug into a lot of things. We make sure we test all the bond compliance, things with that, with no issues there. So I just want to thank her and her team for all that hard work. And I guess I'll open up if anybody has any questions.
I do have, I'm just a little confused, and maybe you can explain it better. Slides 6 and 7. So slide 6, the salaries and benefits portion total was 45, and last year it was 44. And then on 7, you see it's 58%, and then last year it was 60%. Why is that like that? Because
So total spending went up. The total cost went up more than just that, the spending on salaries and wages. So there's allocation between capital outlay and other purchase services. It brought the percentage down. The total spend was higher, but just the percentage was different.
I trust you because I have. Great.
And as you're going through, and it doesn't have to be tonight, but as you're going through things, feel free to reach out with any questions. I'm always happy to talk through.
On slide 6, what is the blue box? Because mine didn't come through. Capital outlay.
On slide 6,
7.
is it 7?
It's on 6 for me. The dark blue.
Is it this one?
Dark blue? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it should be on your, so that's capital outlay, the dark blue. Light blue is salaries and benefits.
Copy.
And then orange, the orange yellowish kind of girl's color is purchase services.
7 on here.
Yeah, I'm not sure why on the, we'll look at that next year, why on the screen it didn't show up properly, but.
Do you have any other questions?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Give me your phone.
Put it in the box.
Brenda, did you have anything else you wanted to?
Questions regarding the financials? Okay.
Thank you, Brenda. Moving on to discussion, the CASB annual awards. So, in my board member comments last time that Trustee Perry graciously read for me, we have coming up nominations for the professional and the citizen award for the county. So the task was, if you had, we don't have to nominate anyone, but if we had people we wanted to nominate, we can do that as a board and then send it on up, and then the CISD will vote on whoever. Do we have any suggestions for nominations for citizen or professional award? The only one that I thought of, which I feel like we did 1 year before, but was Tony McPeak, our Tony McPeak artist. I know she does a lot in our community with like the Hope and Help Closet or something like that, where she does a lot with the food storage, what do you call them?
Food bank.
Not food bank,
Clothes and.
everything. I mean, she helps the community a lot, especially the BCPS students, because she's a Bearcat. So she would be the only person that I could think of for a citizen. Does anyone have anyone else, or is anyone okay with nominating her for the citizen? You're good? Okay, so me and Quita will talk about the form and the write-up. Does anyone have anyone for professional? And we don't have to nominate anyone if no one has anyone. Okay, so Quita will talk and we'll get the Citizens Award nomination thing. Thank you so much. Moving on to B, Invest in Michigan Kids proposal. So the resolution was in the board packet last meeting. Did anyone have any comments on that? Mr. McClenny.
Yeah, so I did take the time to do a little background check, and I had just forgot to bring the paperwork. I did look. It's made of a bunch of individual groups, for foundation, a lot of groups up in the Oakland County area, and a bunch of names, teachers, groups, and but trying to nail it down to who exactly was a little difficult. There's a lot of information on there. What I did find out is there isn't a plan in place as to, right now they're trying to get it on the ballot. But going a little further, there's no plan in place how the monies will be distributed. So it still makes me a little suspicious about who's behind this. There is a person from 1975 who started this group, but couldn't find any more information. I think it was 75, but yeah, it does. That's the information that I was able to come up with. So for me, until it isn't on the ballot yet, I can't support this until we learn a little more. Especially, I did ask the questions about charter school. Yes, charter school won't be able to get the funds. So until someone comes up with a plan on how these funds are being distributed, to me it sounds like a backdoor to get funds to charter schools, in my opinion. No way will I support this.
Thank you for that. And also, just to clarify, this is to vote on the resolution and endorsing or supporting this group. Even if we vote no, potentially down the road it could still be on the ballot. But this is just our support or not support of this. Any other comments on this? Because we will be voting on this in new business.
I guess a couple of things. So I was looking through their website a little bit. I've heard of it a little before this. I knew it was something that was coming up. I guess a couple of thoughts. So one, even if we don't endorse it as a board, we are able to go in there as individual members and endorse it. There are several that have done that. Two, as long as, so I'm not bothered if charter schools are also receiving money from this, as long as we are as well, as long as students who need it are receiving it. I may be pretty unique there. I went to a charter school for a year of my high school career, and it was the best education that I had. So as long as the money is going to students who need it, I'm comfortable supporting it.
The other thing I'll say, I'm leaning towards supporting it because I feel like imposing a 5% tax for income of over people who make over $1 million jointly or 500,000 single, all that's more money going to kids, whether it be public or charter, but it's both. We just don't know, like Trustee McClenny said, where it's going or how much, who's getting what. But I kind of also like the idea of increasing the share surcharge for annual taxable income. But, well, any other comments?
I mean, I go back to there was a CBA that, I can't remember which one, that talked about something needs to happen with school aid funding and per pupil funding and the history on, something has to be done, and you go round and round and round, and sometimes you might have to do something a little dramatic to get the attention of something, but it's a problem that hasn't been fixed. So we are, compared to other states, I believe, if I recall correctly, we are below what other states pay per pupil. So I'm in support of it for that reason, and also looking at our financial situation and our financial outlook. I don't see any real red flags.
Any other comments or questions? Okay. Moving on to public comment. Do we have any? Okay. Thank you. New business. I will entertain a motion for A. Yeah,
Read it into the record if you want a paper copy.
that would be great. Thank you. Okay, the resolution for 31AA state funding is, whereas Public Act 15 of 2025 amends State School Aid Act, Section 31AA, MCL 388.1631AA, to allocate funding for fiscal year 2025-2026 to support school safety and student mental health initiatives, as well as to provide certain competitive grant funding, 31AA funding, and to receive 31AA funding, the district must agree to receive the funding in the form and manner established by the Michigan Department of Education, MDE, and either formally opt in or seek a competitive grant, and as a condition of receiving either type of 31AA funding, the district must agree in advance that in the event of a mass casualty event, as defined in MCL 388.1631AA, 1, the district will be subject to and comply with a comprehensive investigation following such an event, and 2, the district will waive any privilege and would otherwise protect related information from disclosure. And the board has been advised of and fully informed regarding the legal and practical implications of this waiver requirement, including that it may affect confidentiality of communications otherwise protected by attorney-client privilege and other applicable privileges related to mass casualty event. And the board recognizes that the waiver requirement may expose the district to legal, reputational, and operational risks, and that the decision to accept or decline funding carries significant implications for the district's ability to manage sensitive information responsibly. And after careful deliberation, the board has determined that while it fully supports initiatives to enhance school safety and student mental health, it is in the district's best interest to preserve its legal privileges and make a deliberate, informed election regarding participation in 31AA funding, and that it cannot accept the 31AA funding unless the waiver requirement is eliminated or modified to preserve the district's legal privileges. Now, therefore, it be resolved that, where's our secretary? That's what I'm wondering. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the board hereby resolves to decline Section 31AA funding in order to preserve attorney-client privilege or other applicable privileges that would otherwise be subject to waiver under the conditions imposed by MCL 388.1631AA. However, if those conditions are eliminated or modified to preserve applicable privileges, the board authorizes the superintendent or designee to accept the funding. This decision reflects the board's commitment to responsible governance and the protection of sensitive information, while continuing to prioritize student safety through existing programs and initiatives. This decision represents the board's careful and deliberate exercise of its discretion, balancing the statutory conditions of 31AA funding with the district's responsibility to maintain operational and legal safeguards. All resolutions and parts of resolutions, insofar as they conflict with the provisions of this resolution, be and the same are hereby rescinded. That's the resolution. Next time, I'm going to nominate the vice president. So I will entertain a motion for that proposal. Or that proposal. That proposal. Trustee McClenny?
Make a... I propose that we accept the 31AA state funding resolution as presented.
It's been moved by Trustee McClenny, supported by Trustee Hoagland Jackson. Any discussion?
think it's important for us to share why or our position on this. Because even though there's money on the table, we as a board are responsible for protecting our students and our families, and we're uncomfortable with some of the language. And we essentially would have to give up so much of what protects our students and families here. So while we would love to access some of these funds, we think that there should be some changes in the way that this is written up, so it doesn't feel like we're exploiting districts, especially struggling districts who need these funds, but we have to give up our protections in order to do that.
Any other comments? Hearing none, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Ryan Hoagland Jackson,
Yes.
Dr. Alicia Johnson,
Yes.
Nathan Gerchik, Flores,
Go ahead.
Dr. Nicole Perry,
Yes.
Ira McClenny,
No.
Charlie Fulbright.
Yes.
You're confused.
I think I am. That's why I was like, wait a minute. We're good. I think they got confused.
Okay. Moving on to B, invest in kids proposal. I will entertain a motion.
Okay, go ahead.
Fulbright.
Yes, Trustee Hoagland Jackson?
I move that we accept the investment in kids proposal.
Support.
It's been moved by Trustee Hoagland Jackson, supported by Trustee Johnson. Any discussion?
President?
Yep, go ahead.
Yes, as I stated earlier, until they come up with a plan, I know they want to put this, this is the vote to have it added, but like I said, it isn't about, comments were made about charter schools per se, but until they come up with a plan, I don't, for me personally, feel, I don't trust it. I don't trust the way it's presented right now. And it's not about charter schools per se. For me, it's about funding. So until you present a plan, because it could be, to me, it just seems like a backwards way. We know for private, we're trying to get into the funding for chartered, other things. So until I can see a plan in place, a spending plan, and I hope there are others that feel the way I feel, that's why I won't support this. It's not that I don't think we need more money, and it is a tax increase, but until they come up with a better plan, that's why I won't support it.
I'll also add to comments when looking at the language that is proposed on the website. It's not specific enough for me, so just my concern with having something put out there and all that's unclear like that leads into a lot of issues later down the road. So just for the lack of clarity that is in the language that's proposed, I don't support this current initiative.
I think I'll also add, which is completely opposite of what I said 5 minutes ago. I'm good. No, well, I enjoy dialogue because it helps me grow. So I also keep thinking of us supporting or not supporting this will not decide if it goes on the ballot or not. So I am more comfortable being cautious, and so I think now I'm going to also vote no on this. But 5 minutes ago I was going to vote yes. So I enjoy this conversation. Any other discussion? Okay, can we take a roll call vote, please, Kalita?
Gerchik, Art McClenny,
No.
Dr. Nicole Perry,
No.
Ryan Hoagland Jackson,
Yes.
Flores, Dr. Alicia Johnson,
No.
Charlie Fulbright.
No. Thank you. And now we will move on to Z, the 2025 financial audit. I will entertain a motion. Trustee McClenny?
I propose that we set the 2025 financial audit as presented.
It's been moved by Trustee McClenny, supported by Trustee Perry. Any discussion?
Just real quick. All I can say is thank you.